Once upon a time, in a cozy little village nestled between green hills and winding streams, there lived a curious kitten named Whiskers. Whiskers was a bundle of energy, always eager to explore and discover new things. Every day she would roam around the village, chasing butterflies and investigating every nook and cranny. One sunny morning, as Whiskers was playing in the garden, she spotted a small hole in the fencing. Intrigued, she peered through the hole and saw a whole new world beckoning her. Without a moment's hesitation, Whiskers squeezed through the gap and ventured into the unknown. As she explored the world beyond the fence, Whiskers encountered all sorts of exciting sights and smells. She chased after fluttering butterflies, climbed trees to peer into birds' nests, and even made friends with a family of rabbits. With each new discovery, Whiskers felt a surge of excitement coursing through her tiny body. But as the day wore on, Whiskers realized that she had wandered farther from home than she had ever been before. Suddenly, the once familiar surroundings seemed vast and intimidating. A pang of fear gripped her heart as she realized she was lost. Alone and scared, Whiskers didn't know what to do. She meowed for help, but nobody seemed to hear her. Just as tears began to well up in her eyes, she heard a gentle voice calling out to her. It was Mrs. Owl, the wise old owl who lived in the nearby forest. Mrs. Owl had been watching over Whiskers from her perch high in the trees. With a comforting hoot, she swooped down and offered Whiskers a guiding wing. Together, they embarked on a journey back home, with Mrs. Owl sharing stories of her own adventures and offering words of wisdom along the way. As they approached the village, Whiskers felt a sense of relief wash over her. She realized that while adventure was exciting, there was no place like home. With a grateful heart, she bid farewell to Mrs. Owl and squeezed back through the hole in the fence, returning to the safety of her garden. From that day on, Whiskers continued to explore and discover new things, but she always made sure to stay close to home. Whenever she felt the urge to wander too far, she remembered the kindness of Mrs. Owl and the valuable lesson she had learned on her curious adventure. The moral of the story is that while it's natural to be curious and adventurous, it's also important to stay safe and listen to wise advice. Home is a place of comfort and security, and it's where our hearts truly belong. Subscribe and press the bell icon.